So did y'all spend y'all stimmy money on PlayStation 5's overpriced Yu-Gi-Oh cards and vacations you're gonna regret yet? Good. I know it might seem a little crazy, but I have my reasons to release this video a little later than normal. I want everyone to have a fair chance at blaming me for a card going up in price because of competitive relevancy, but you know, I make cards skyrocket in price. It goes to show that I can take an entire month off and y'all just make some real bad decisions with your money. What's going on with you guys? TheCaliEffect, king of games here. And today, one of my most infamous series is back. Yes, the series that have made so many Too Strong members money is back to make you some more money with these investments. Now, I'm not here to say that I'm the know-all be-all when it comes to Yu-Gi-Oh investing, but we've done a pretty good job over the years. So of course, if investing into Yu-Gi-Oh cards is something that you want to do, or sometimes you just don't want to spend an arm and a leg for a particular card and possibly want to pick it up early, then be sure to destroy that subscribe button, but also go ahead and hit that notification bell because, well, we just too strong. I also want to say that we are slowly approaching that 100,000 subscribers. It'd be amazing if you guys could share this video with a friend. Maybe they want to invest into some particular Yu-Gi-Oh cards, or they're possibly tired of buying cards when they are too late. With all that being said, let's jump into some Yu-Gi-Oh cards that I think are going to be very, very good investments, whether it's short-term or long-term. These are some cards that I think you should have, if not for competitive relevancy, then, well, I mean, because they good. It's actually a huge possibility that this card can also be reprinted soon, making it a huge risk. But if it doesn't get reprinted, oh boy. Fusion Deployment is a spell card that made its debut in the Eternity Code set. It feels like if you just touch cards from the Eternity Code set, they slowly rise over price anyways, but what makes this particular card so special? Well, what Fusion Deployment does is that you can reveal one fusion monster from your extra deck and special summon from your hand or deck one of the fusion materials whose name is specifically listed on the card. Also, you cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck except for fusion monsters the turn you activate this card. Of course, you can only use one fusion deployment once per turn. Now, outside of Shaddolls and Invoked, there isn't too many Yu-Gi-Oh decks that can use the fusion mechanic to its fullest potential. On top of that, since fusion deployment says specifically listed, you have to select a card that is specifically on the card's card text. But where some players see restriction, I see brimming potential. One thing that we know about Konami is that they love to make fusion archetypes, and while they do like to make fusion cards generic, they also like to make strategies that pivot around one particular monster, a particular monster that could be on the fusion's card text. Now, we've already had that plenty of times before in the past, but what's stopping Konami to make this uberly busted archetype that needs a particular monster that is a fusion-based strategy that you need to your side of the field? Fusion Deployment would be amazing for that fusion strategy, and this is where some players see potential. Currently, this card is $10 because it's from the Eternity Code set, and I mean, it is pretty good. Strictly off us not getting a reprint of Fusion Deployment inside of the 2020 Megatins or anytime soon, I can see this card going to a $15 Yu-Gi-Oh card and not coming down. But if we just so happen to get a strategy that Fusion Deployment can deploy, then I can see this card going to astronomical numbers. This isn't a card that I think is worth going on an e-commerce site just because of the risk, but it is a card I'd be looking to trade for or pick up as many as possible because, I mean, it does have that much potential. Now, a card that we know won't be reprinted anytime soon, it just needs the right format to be able to take advantage, is Heavenly Zephyr Myriota. Am I the only person that thinks of My Hero Academia when this card gets said? Heavenly Zephyr Miradora is the latest hand trap to come from the Blazing Vortex set. It's a pretty good card effect that first reads that its effect cannot be negated. It also says if your opponent special summons a monster with 2,000 or more attack from the extra deck, you can special summon this card from your hand. If this card is special summoned from the hand, you can target one face-up opponent's monster that was special summoned from the extra deck. Neither player can activate that monster's effects while this card is face-up on the field. You can only use each effect of Heavenly Zephyr Miradora once per turn. Now, Heavenly Zephyr does have quite the bit of flaws. It can only be special summoned with a monster of 2,000 or more attack with special summon from the extra deck. Kinda wish Vert was stronger than what it was. and it is a card that targets cards on the side of the field. Like, Konami, what were you thinking? Not only can it not stop Vert, it can't stop Dragoon. Like, this would have been perfect. But while this card does have quite the few drawbacks, it actually has tons and tons of upside. Miradora has fairly respectable stats with 2600 defense, is a wind dragon monster so can be searched with cards like Omni Dragon Brotar and Tempest Dragon Ruler, and is one of those cards that doesn't negate the activation of cards, it prevents the card from being activated. Quite a bit of a difference there. I love that Miradora follows the line closer to Fantastical Dragon Phantasme and Nibiru rather than other cards like Ash Blossom and Ghost Bell, because it is a monster that you could use for extra deck summons or a pretty decent monster that you can use for whatever else you want. Now, Miradora is a secret rare as well as a Starlight rare from the Blazing Vortex set, but focusing more on the secret rare, you would think it would have a bigger price point than $12 a piece, but that's actually pretty good. Miradora has never dropped under $10 a copy, meaning that the competitive player base sees just a little bit of potential of this card. Why haven't you? In a format change where Miradora is a very powerful Yu-Gi-Oh card, I can see this card being upwards to $25 each, and a player needing anywhere between 1 to 3 copies of this card because it is a searchable hand trap. Now, when the Phantom Rage set first made its debut, this was one of the go-to cards to get because it was seen as an all-powerful card that can out so many boards. Unfortunately, we weren't in the format where this card could shine, but we're starting to move towards that format with bans of cards like True King of All Calamities and of course Utopic Zexal. Also, with more BBWs becoming more popular, that's right, I said it, Tri-Brigade, BBW, that's what we're calling it. And Kaijus making their way back into the meta, I feel that Alpha the Master of Beasts is a really good Yu-Gi-Oh card in the right now and can only get better. Now, Alpha the Master of Beasts does have a restriction. It cannot be normal summoned or set. Must be special summoned from your hand while the total attack of all monsters your opponent controls is more than all of the monsters you control. You can target any number of BBW monsters you control, return them to the hand, then return face-up monsters your opponent controls to the hand equal to the number of cards you return to the hand. Also, for the rest of this turn, Alpha Master of Beast you control cannot attack directly. Of course, you can only use the effect of Alpha Master of Beast once per turn. Now, immediately off the top, Alpha Master of Beast not only becomes one of my favorite Beast cards since Behemoth, True King of All Animals, it likes BBWs. Come on, man, how could this not be your favorite? This card also works in tandem with Kaiju monsters, as you can Kaiju your opponent's monster, summon Alpha, bounce the Kaiju another one of your opponent's monsters, and then summon Alpha again. That's right, Alpha isn't even once per turn to summon, it's just once per turn to bounce. Alpha really is a powerful Yu-Gi-Oh card that can force the activations of certain cards like Divine Arsenal AA Zeus and allows you to just straight up attack over monsters like El Shadal Winda. It has applications in the current Yu-Gi-Oh card game, and I feel that it's only a card that will get better with time. Currently our favorite dog, lion, tiger, it's a beast, is sitting at a low price of $25 a copy. This is a card that I feel that you should have a playset of because it's going to be at the very least $30 to $35, and then from there, the sky is the limit for this card. Now, in this video, we haven't talked about a lot of low-end cards that has the potential to make you a ton of money. Well, this card coming out of the Extreme Force set is extremely powerful, and don't worry, budget players, it's a card that has different printings just in case you miss out on it. Inspector Border has been controlling the Yu-Gi-Oh metagame, for a very long time. It has a very powerful effect that reads cannot be normal summoned or special summoned if you control a monster. Neither player can activate a monster effect unless the number of monsters that the player has previously activated that turn is less than the number of monster card types on the field. Ritual, Fusion, Synchro, Exceed, Pendulum, and Link. Now, I know you guys are completely just thrown off like, what? Allow me to simplify it for you. If you have a fusion monster on the field, one monster effect can be activated. If you have a fusion in Synchro, 2 monster effects can be activated. Fusion, Synchro, Ritual, Link, 4 monster effects can be activated in that turn. We getting this now? Oh, and if it wasn't to make it worse, there is a stipulation that a negated monster's effect still counts towards the activation. Now, Inspector Border was a $20 Yu-Gi-Oh card when it first came out and has seen competitive relevancy in spots in this Yu-Gi-Oh card game. This is a Yu-Gi-Oh card that is extremely powerful right now. Players just aren't taking advantage for some unknown reason. Inspector Border is an amazing Yu-Gi-Oh card. Its current price for an Extreme Force First Edition is $3. $3? It's $3. The OG printing of Inspector Border can be upwards to $10 per copy, but worry not, for budget players there is an ultra rare copy and even a secret rare Mega Tins version that you guys could cop. Well, that is all that I have for cards that you should buy before they skyrocket in price. I want to know, what do you guys think about this list? Is it amazing? Is it bad? Well, eventually you'll be saying that I made these cards skyrocket in price. As always, if you want to see more CaliEffect content, be sure to check out these videos, as I'll catch you on the next one.